If you have a single family or a multifamily, the coverages that you should be considering different than if you own the single family house and you live in it yourself. Hi, this is Jarrett Lau, the founder of Green Ocean Property Management. If you may not know, I actually own an insurance agency as well. And insurance is one of those topics where nobody really enjoys talking about it. It's much like going to the dentist, but it's necessary. Actually, it is necessary. I'm going to be covering investment policy insurance for a single or multifamily. So the first and foremost is that typically single families or multifamilies will have basements. And basements mean what? Water. And that can mean that you could have backups. You could actually have water coming up from the foundation. You'll look for water backup. And some of the policies will cover this included in the policy, or you might have to add as an endorsement, right? So speak to your agent, make sure that your agent understands investment insurance, make sure they know that it's rented. The next thing that they should be asking you is how much is your unit rented for? And why I ask that is we have a really important coverage called loss of rents. And what loss of rents allows you to do is that if your tenants are displaced from the property, it'll still continue to pay your rents to the amount that you agreed to do. And they might ask you for a copy of the policy to prove that you're getting, say, $3,000 for rent. And if you state that your limit that you want for that loss of rent is $36,000, they'll pay you a year's worth. And that's typically what I do as an investor, is I cover a year's worth of my rent, because I think in a year I'm able to actually renovate it, re-rent it out, and make sure I get that back. But it's a beautiful thing when you still have your bills, your taxes, your water, anything that needs to be paid, but your tenants are out of there and you don't have income, your insurance policy will step in with it. So the next thing in conjunction with that is actually called tenant displacement. And when your tenants are displaced by, say, a flood or a fire or something of that nature, you're actually going to want to make sure that your policy will cover a certain amount of helping them move that out, because it's a really tough time for them. You as a landlord are more or less responsible for them and to be able to help them figure out other housing. And what will end up happening is that your insurance policy, if you provide receipts, will actually help cover those displacement costs. So again, as a recap, those are some of the things that I look for as a landlord, as well as a property manager and an insurance agent for my own investment properties. And that is our water backup, our loss of rents, as well as tenant displacement. Of course, there's a million other type of coverages that you could be aware of. It really depends upon where your property is, whether it's in a flood zone or you're dealing with wind or hail or hurricanes and things of that nature. So you'll want to sit down with your insurance agent, make sure that you understand your policy and, more importantly, what it protects you for. And if you do look for a property manager that wants to help you out and to be able to make sure that you're protected, you can think of Green Ocean Property Management, because with Green Ocean Property Management, you get more than a property manager, you get peace of mind.